If you just started your pressure washing business or you've been in business and you have no way of tracking your customer information, the different types of jobs that you do for them, how much money you're making per job, how to quote people, how to track your cash flow each and every day or each and every month, this video is for you and it's super easy to go through. I'm about to go through it right now with you. So to start things off, we are on the KPI tab, and these little things right here with all the names, so like marketing analytics, profit and loss, transactions, purchase customers, all this is different tabs in the Google Sheet, and that just takes you to a different section, and I'll go through it step by step. But first things first, we're on the KPI tab, and this is just the business overviews right off the rip. So you can set the start month and the end month right here. So for example, the start month is September. So I can change it to September to September, and that's going to change the data. And again, it can just show you from, January to December or January to January. And essentially whenever you use this, like for example, if I want to see my September data only, I have to hit that end date to be September, essentially. But this is actually a previous customer. I have another video of the case study we did with him and what we did for his business to grow it from $2,000 in September to $4,000 in October in top line revenue. All right. But just wanted to say that. So I have it from September to October right here. So this is the range that it's in. This is the scorecard section. And again, this is the business overview. So revenue is $6,800. It shows your net income right here. It shows your profit margin, which is really key. It shows how many leads he received, how many jobs he did. These are paying customers when it says jobs. So how many paying customers he had and what his closing rate was, which these are all very key metrics that you need to know inside your business to actually know what's going on, how much money you're making, what your closing rate is. And that's going to determine what you need to tweak in your company to make it more profitable. All right. And then we have the job type right here. So if he did commercial work, it would show it right here in his average revenue, but he didn't have any commercial work. This was all residential, and his average revenue for a residential job was $245. These charts show different things. So right now, this chart right here shows his monthly revenue. So September of 2024, he made $2,000 in top line revenue. And in October of 2024, he made $4,700 in top line revenue. So if we scroll down here, we have his revenue per job type and his number of job types done. And then with the revenue per job type, basically it are different services you provide for your customer. The blue is your revenue and the red is your average revenue for it. So for driveway cleanings, he did $1,781 in revenue per job. And his average ticket, or what he charged people for that driveway service, was $254. And then he had other services like gutter cleaning, he had house and driveway, roof and house wash, and these are just metrics that we track. And it's really good to track this kind of stuff because it lets you know how much money you're making, what your average ticket costs, and those are things that you can tweak to make even more money. On this one right here, it's your number of job types. So it's your driveways. He did 7, he did 5 gutter jobs, he did 7 house and driveway jobs, which is important because that means he's upselling jobs, which is really nice. And I know what you're probably thinking right now. You're probably thinking, holy shit, how does this data get tracked? And do I have to do anything? And the cool thing about it is you don't have to do much. It's just a little bit of typing and entering data. I can actually show you how to do that. Before you freak out, I've got it right here for you. So step 1, whenever you get a customer or a lead, we go to the leads tab. So this is the leads tab right here. Okay, this is the first step of doing things for the business. So let's say today's date's the 21st of May. So I'm gonna double click that. It's gonna show up May 21st. Now let's put my name in there. So Josh, I'm the first lead for you. All right. You would put their phone number in, and then their email, and then where they came from. So let's say, for example, you're running Facebook ads. So you can select that drop-down menu, And it's going to show different lead sources, which is important. And you can add more of these lead sources if you have different ones as well to really track where your customers are coming from. So let's just say Facebook ads. I came from Facebook ads. Then you would enter their address, their city, their zip code. And if you gave them a quote, this is the interesting part. So let's say you gave me a quote. Let's say yes. How was it given? Let's say over the phone. So we have the customer, the lead is in our Google Sheet right here. We have the date, the first name, phone number, email. He came from Facebook ads. We gave him a quote over the phone. But you may be thinking, what's this quote master thing? So, really cool thing. So let's say this is the quote master tab right here. Let's say he wants a house wash done for his job, all right? So right here, what should I quote? And it says select the job type. This is where it gets important, that you actually track the data. So let's say we want to do a house wash for him. I select the house wash and boom. This is all of our previous data from other customers. Now, if this is your first time using it, you're not gonna have this stuff in there, but it's really important to save your data and to track it for this reason right here. So let's say past house washes, we typically charge $278. The average square foot of a home is 1,600 square feet. Average time it takes is an hour and 40 minutes, more than an hour and a half essentially. Average revenue is $237. And that's really important because let's say you're still on the phone with that customer and they're like, hey, I want to get a quote for my house wash. So right here, we embedded this right here. So Google Earth link to measure. You can click this link. It's going to open up Google Earth for you. So that way, all you have to do is type in an address. So we're going to do this house right here. So it pulls up the house on Google Earth and you're able to measure it out. So you can measure a distance. We can do it from here to here, to here, to here. Oh, I'm sorry, change the area to square feet. So it's 3,099 square foot. Okay, so what do we need to charge for that? So that tells us the square foot right there just based off the house wash data. So if it's 3,100 square foot, so that's going to tell you exactly what you need to quote on that job. So right there. And it's all calculated for you. And right there it tells you this job is going to take you 2 hours, 2.5 hours to do. This is the power of, doing all this. And all you have to do is just type in the data. So let's say you're on the phone with that customer and they say, yeah, I want to move forward with this. Perfect. Not a problem at all. So let's say I'm the lead, Josh. Let's say I purchased with you. I accepted the quote over the phone. So what I do is I come over here, I copy it. So if you can't see, I'm hitting Control C. Or if you right click on a Microsoft and double click on a MacBook, you can hit copy right here. And then I go to purchase customers, and right here I right click it or double click it for a MacBook, and then I put values only. So that way it doesn't change the color or anything. So values only. So the lead was on the 21st. My name's Josh. His phone number and email's in there. He came from Facebook ads. His address, city, and zip code would be in there already. These are all things that I'm going to input. Okay? This is the data that you have to put in. And I know it's kind of like, well, you need to put it in. Okay? So right here, let's say the service provided. Let's say he sold me on a house wash. Okay? I'm going to select house wash. That's the type of job we did for him. The revenue, $550. It took us, let's say it took us less than what we expected. So it took us 2 hours to do that. Total square feet clean was 3,100 square foot. You can even ask the customer's age. This is really important for the marketing side of things. Let's say their age is 55. and then the job type. Residential, commercial, restaurant, gas station. I selected residential, and just like that, I've updated the data in my Google Sheet to track all of this stuff. So that's the only data you have to enter is the lead information and the purchase customer information. That's all you have to do. Everything else is going to be tracked for you, which is really, really neat. So for example, let's say we're in the marketing analytics tab right here. So let's change this from, so the start month is May, the end month is May, and it's all right here for you. So revenue per marketing source. So our Facebook ads, we got $550 in revenue. Average revenue was $550. We had one customer from Facebook ads. Your customer's age and what they pay, 55, their age is 55 and they paid $550. That's the really cool thing about tracking this data. And all you have to do is insert the leads information and you can copy and paste it to the purchase customer. That's what makes it really easy. And if we went to the start month and went to May, boom, here's your updated information. All super easy. So I changed it from the start month to May to the end month of May. The revenue was $550. The net income was $550. That's because we didn't update the cost if we had any. That's coming in a second. 100% margin because we didn't add any costs. One lead, one job, 100% closing rate. Obviously, this is just a tutorial of it, but that's how you do it. Second thing I'm going to show you. So this is the cash flow data sheet, okay? This is with the Google Sheet. This is what makes it really, really convenient to know your finances. So finances is literally the bloodline, the oxygen of the business. If you don't have oxygen in your life, you're dead. If you don't have finances nailed down in your business, you're dead. This is something I created to make it really easy for me to understand the money of what I have and what I don't have and what I owe, okay? So at the top right here, again, we have the start date and the end date. So I just chose it for May 2025. So top line, we have revenue. We have taxable expenses, which is very key because if you have a business account and you're just swiping your card at Dunkin' Donuts and Dairy Queen, well, those aren't taxable expenses. Taxable expenses are things that are used in your business, so like fuel, bleach, equipment repair, new equipment, marketing dollars. Those are all taxable expenses. So off the rip, taxable expenses. Then you have gross profit, and this is not owner's withdrawal or personal expenditures. And that's something I kind of cleared on before. So this is your gross profit before all that stuff, and this is your taxes owed. Very important. If you're running a business and you want to be legit and, you know, you're being a legit business, you got to pay taxes, all right? Got to have that. And then your owner's withdrawal and personal expenses. I know it's not perfect, but people do spend owner's withdrawal and personal things with the business account. It happens, but just want to clarify that, all right? So, for example, right here at the first, so May 21st, or let's do this. So on May 1st, this is the first day of the month. If I check my business banking account or your business banking account, and you have $1,200 in cash in your bank account as it sits on May 1st, you would input that right here in the amount column. You'd put $1,200 and then you would put cash balance. This is really important because what this is going to do is when you add income into that month, so like people that pay you for your services, you're going to add that right here. You're going to add that in and it's going to auto calculate for you. So it makes it really easy for you to actually see what you're making on a monthly basis. All right. So for example, today's date's the 21st. All right. So on May 1st, you wake up at 8 a.m. or 4 a.m. or 2 p.m. You check your business banking account and it says you have $1,200 in cash. You enter that right there on the first of the month and you put cash balance. So it's going to be income, expense, or cash balance. Put cash balance. And then let's say, the 21st, I got that job from me. It was $550. So I'm going to insert $550 into that. I'm going to do $550 into that. And then for the income and expense, I'm going to do income. And then for the expense type, I do income again, just to make it easy. So I always do that. And let's say if I had some expenses, let's say I had to buy bleach and fuel, two most common expenses for pressure washing businesses. So let's say I spent $75 on bleach, for example. So I would put $75 right there. I put expense. I would do business expense. And then I would do, for the description, I would do bleach. Reason why I do that is because I actually break this down more inside of this column to make it even easier for you to see exactly what you're spending and what you're burning money on. Because if you do that, let's say you spend a lot of money on bleach, for example, and you're only buying 5 gallons at a time. Well, you can get a discount if you buy 100 gallons at a time. So that's kind of the cool things about what this spreadsheet does and what your data can tell you in your business. So then, let's say on the 22nd, I had to buy gas, so $45. It was an expense. I'll say the expense type was fuel. And then I would do fuel again. And right there, it's already auto-calculating everything for me. So if we do some simple math real quick. So, simple math, $1,200 plus $550 is $1,750. Our total cost was $75 plus $45. It's $120. And what is $1,750 minus $120? You guessed it, $1,630, okay? The reason why I did that is I wanted to show you to prove that the formulas are correct with this, okay? So right there, it's $1,630. So your true cash balance as of right now is $1,600. So the reason why I wanted to show that to you is because I want to prove to you that it's correct and it's auto-calculating everything for you. So right here, your true cash balance is $1,630. And you're like, wow, that's really easy to see. That's the purpose of all of this right here, is to make it as easy as possible for your business to know exactly what kind of money you have on you at all times. And this is something that I threw in here for extra. This is how I manage the business money. It's the easiest way for me to actually understand what kind of money I have and what kind of money I can use. So I broke it down automatically for you. So for example, and this is based off of a book that I read called Profit First. It makes it really, really easy to kind of break down the finances. So off rip, if your true cash balance is $1,630, these numbers in here are all broken down by a percentage. And you can set the percentage yourself. So example, let's say for this one right here, profit, I want to pay myself less. I want to invest more money into the business. I can change this to 10%. Auto calculates. But if I change that, these 4 right here have to equal 100%. So if I change that 10%, I have to adjust one of these. So for example, I want to put more money into the business. I'm going to change this to 40%. And that's going to equal up 100% right there. And that's the cool thing is if you want to track your money in different ways, like I always keep my taxes at 30% because I'd rather have more money for taxes than not enough at all, okay? And this all does it for you. All you have to do is just input these items down here in this table. It's going to track it all for you and make it really easy for you to know how much money you're making on a daily basis, a monthly basis, a quarterly basis, or a yearly basis. Okay. I hope y'all really enjoyed this video. I hope this helps you out. Like, I made this to make it as easy as possible for pressure washing companies to really go through their finances, go through their data, and know exactly what's going on. Because I remember when I started my pressure washing business, I had no idea what I was doing. I had no idea about business. I didn't know this slightest thing about tracking finances, sending customers invoices, getting paid by customers, all that stuff. I just found out through Excel and Google Sheets. And I just found that Google Sheets just make it the easiest way for me. And it's really cheap to do it for people. I mean, if you're interested in this, I put a link in the description below, or I put it in the Facebook post. That way, if you want this Google Sheet, it's like $25. It's super cheap. It makes it really easy. It's a one-time purchase. So if you want this, I made it for y'all. I just want to help out as many people as possible. So if you want that, check the link down below. I'm also doing a special where I'm only working with 5 people per month to help them grow and scale their company for completely free. Okay? $0. I'm going to help you grow and scale your company. This is what I do for a living. I just love business. I love finances. I love helping people grow. All right? So, link in the description if you want this Google Sheet. It's super easy. And if you want help growing your business, there's another link in the description below that says Grow My Business. Check that out. Check us out. Follow, subscribe, link, love. Praise God for everything that He's given to me and to each and every one of you. If you don't know Him, let me know. I would love to tell you about Him. All right? I appreciate y'all as always. Keep washing on. Woo!